right, welcome back to Just Enough Garage. Today we got a new alternator, we got some belts. I'll show you the way that last week's video turned out. We got a drive line to cut down, and if we're super focused, I got a whole exhaust kit we can start to get this thing one step closer to being on the road by first day of summer. You know, John, if we were real car builders, we would cut these off, these mounts, and then we could hinge the whole thing and it would all tilt forward like a really cool car, and then we wouldn't have to keep monkeying with that every week.
But this car isn't that cool.
I got this.
Wow.
Anyways, let's, where can I put this so we can walk on it?
I just frisbee it somewhere.
All right. Now, did we keep rain out of it one more week?
No.
Oh, buddy.
Ah, there's so much plastic on this engine.
Well, I'm just trying to stay. Look, it's got a square thing under the hood, like all the cars you open today have got square plastics under them. That's what I'm trying to do. Just trying to be current, John.
Just trying to put a modern engine in there.
Modernizing it. All right. So did we even show the clutch last week? Did we even have that on the video that we did that? Did we even show how we had to modify the power steering pump to make it work?
I'm pretty sure we showed them that part.
Did it? I don't.
We
remember.
obviously showed that.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to shorten this, but I wasn't ready to shorten it. I mean, but go ahead, pull that tarp back and show them. I'll work the pedal once I can get this door to operate again. Vroom, 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 vroom.
That's the wrong pedal.
It is not. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. We got to do something with the other pedal. So
And the other pedal.
I don't know that we thoroughly explained this. I've done a lot of research this week. Let me grab the hose. Okay. So this is open for discussion. I am opening the discussion. Has anybody ever done the Saginaw to Ford rack and pinion conversion? Now, what they were telling me on the internet, John, and I've been lied to by the internet on several occasions in my life.
What?
Where's
No.
my glasses? I can't see nothing. I bet they're in the house. Oh. Anyways, the metric ones are metric. The Ford ones are Ford, they said. And they're supposed to have a Ford stamp here somewhere on this. And that tells you. Anyways, this...
Right here.
Does it say Ford?
It's got the oval.
Okay. So this one is the return, and this is the input. And these are supposed to be standard if it has a Ford script on it. Otherwise, they're metric. Now, they use these in, yes, Mustang 2s, Mustangs, maybe my Capri has one, and they use them in the Thunderbirds, and they're all a little bit different, and they're not interchangeable. Look how close that is right there to the wheel. Anyways, those tie rods and stuff are not interchangeable. If you've got mixed parts, you have to have a complete set. Okay, so this is the hose that would go on the back, and then it would come around here and try to thread into this one here. It's an inverted flare, which means that, and inside there it's got a bump. I don't know if you can see that. This is supposed to be like 9/16. This is supposed to be like 5/8. So I need to get an adapter, a reducer adapter, and then I can use this hose. Now, the pump runs at 1,250 pounds per square inch PSI. This likes 850 pounds per square inch PSI. So this will blow out these seals if I run it. They sell a kit and it's $22. Amazon had them. It's a Borgeson kit. When I get it, I'll tell you the number. I just researched this. I don't know. Anyways, in the back, you take out where this hose threads into the back. You take that out. Then there's a valve in there. There's a little fitting you take off, and you can put different washers or shims, they're calling them. And there's a chart. I watched a 5-minute video on YouTube. Please go look at it. Anyways, it told me how to reduce the pressure down to operating pressure. Great. That's the conversion I'm going to do. If it was a lot more expensive, I could spend up to $1,700 if I wanted to buy a special pump and rack from them, or I could buy a $22 kit with a couple of washers that just spaced out that thing and away it goes. So I'm trying that. And I don't know if we showed you last week, but when I went to do the other pump on here with these, it didn't line up right, so we brought it out to the front and I tack welded it on there, and it's gonna be okay. I had the option of putting some shims behind the mounts and changing them, but then it has a tendency to want to walk. I don't know what was right. I'm not overly concerned. If this doesn't work out, I'm gonna throw it in the garbage and try again. Okay. So in theory, we're ready to go. In this opener, you saw I had an alternator. I'm waiting on one belt for this one. It's supposed to be delivered today, but I have these two belts, the alternator. So that's what's going on with that. Quick update. Let's build a driveline, John. Okay, let's just build the driveline. And then once we have all the belts on it and all the pulleys on it, then we'll set the distributor. I'll get down my carburetor. Oh, and then we should be able to start it. And we can actually let it run a little bit. Then we'll finish Pittsburgh. All right, $5, John. I paid $5 and change from the Harbor Freight. Oh yeah, if you have trash, don't worry about it. You know why? Because I wanted this. Remember what we were saying the other day? We needed a ball one. I went to the store and got these the other day. These should be standard.
I don't know if we said it on camera, but we did
Well,
say it.
you and I said it, and that's close enough. That one don't fit. Let's try this one.
That one don't fit.
Oh, it better. What the hell?
It's metric.
I'm getting so... It's Chinese American standard, so it don't fit nothing. Oh, it fits this one. We're at 50% win right now, John. Ay, ay, ay. You gotta be kidding me. Is it one of those deals where if I turn off the camera, it'll get easier to...
No. Because you've already on camera proved it doesn't fit, so now it won't fit.
It could be the operator. See, I'm not wearing my glasses. All right, that probably won't leak today. So what does that say right there? 3/16, 7/16, 5/8. What does that say?
I don't know.
That's the one it's supposed to be. Oh, it just needed to go this way.
So operator error. Got it.
Just put stuff in there or in there or in there.
Yeah, let's just fill that and with
Concrete.
I was gonna go with sand.
Broken glass. Okay, it only fits in one position. All right. Oh, it's tough being me.
It only fits in one spot with a bolt.
Well, it's really this shape. I don't know what the casting was all about or why they did it that way. Or...
So you could barely get a wrench on it.
All right, that one is tight, or it bottomed out. It feels like it's... Well, you take a look at that. Do you think that's down enough, or is it just the bolt's too long and bottomed out?
Well, leave a comment, because I can't tell.
Wiggle the washers. The washer moves.
I can't get it to move.
Oh, then good. Yeah, that won't go in that way. And luckily there's all that greasy oil on this from China.
Yeah, they didn't want it to rust before it got here.
This is the boringest part of the video. You know what? I think we're going to skip to the end because it's going to take me a half an hour to
get one bolt in.
You know what we could do? We could leave this on slow grind and Mary could play some cowboy music, Riders on the Storm or some similar thing, and it'll go ding, 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 and it'll be just like...
Yeah.
Alright. So I started doing this just a few seconds ago off camera, John, working that weld. So have you ever cut down a driveline?
No.
Have you ever seen me cut down a driveline?
Yeah.
So you're aware that I've cut down a few of these in my experience. This is how
I'm only aware of one.
This is how I do it. I take that weld, which is right here, it's the factory weld, and I grind that off. Then we're going to come back and we're going to probably take a wheel and cut like that. All right, this will then come out, and it has a sleeve probably about up to here somewhere that fits into the tube. Because we've selected a driveline that has the same length tube, whenever we cut this off, this will fit right back in. The important thing is what they call, what do they call that? Well, these have to line up. You see how this, if you sight down here with the glass, that one is in line with that one.
Well, if you don't lean into it so much, I can...
Well, you do whatever you want. I'm letting go. Up, see, told you.
I was just lining it up with the camera.
Anyways, you got to get these in line. And once you get that in line, then you can tack weld it. Now, usually I just put it on like out here and tack, and I don't know. I don't ever know if it goes like this under the car. So this one, I think I'm going to do is put it inside, put it in the yoke, and then have it tacked, and then we'll rotate it, and we can take some kind of an item and put close and see if we get any out around this. Dial indicator would be like the right thing to have, but
we don't have one of those.
Whatever. If it's really horrible, and it gives me bad vibration, I just take it to the Driveline shop and he'll add another weight to it somewhere and whatever. But meanwhile, I'll know that it's the right one and I can, use it, because there's a weight added here, John, from the factory, and there's a weight added here, John. So I'm going to be removing some of that, which could be screwing me over.
Probably is.
But whatever, let's grind it off. Alright, so I hit it a couple times. You see, John, we're right at the edge. So it should just... there it is. Okay, so... fall. Be done with you. Here, take this too. Alright, so let's get in here and close. So you see I put that little groove right at the top of the weld. It didn't hurt anything because this is our centering deal, and that's still factory. And you can see how thin these drive lines really are. So now what we're going to do is we'll do our math. I have a measurement for the store, but I don't care about them. I care about me. We'll put this on the car in the yoke. We'll put that where I want it, and the two will line up kind of like this. And I'll be like, oh, I'll just put a line there, knowing that I have some play. And then I'll get
out of the way.
I'll get out my chop saw, cut it off flush. We'll put that back in. We'll line the phases. That's the word I'm looking for. Phases. We'll line the phases. And then I'll tack. I'll probably just tack it on one spot, and then when we get under there, we want to make sure we're not doing any of this, right? So we'll rotate it, and if it's got any sort of roly-poly in there, we can tap. We'll have the jack, the rear axle up, because we're taking the measurement right now with it fully loaded, right? Obviously the front end's a little lighter. So if it comes down, that means it's going to push it in, right? So if we have, I've heard some people say 2 fingers width. I don't think we need that much, but we have about yay much for it bottoms out. This will bottom all the way out, which it won't stop internally. It'll stop externally on this one because I've checked it. So as long as we got 3/4 of an inch of movement, that car will be fine. When you accelerate, the pinion will come up under a load. So as it comes up, it will, in theory, pull it back. As it compresses the suspension, it will push it forward. As it goes through the arc, it'll drop out, and it'll drop out at the top, and then in the middle is where it's going to be the shortest. So that's your running height. So as long as I get it set for that running height, it should be okay. And if it's not, well, then I guess I go buy new parts. Anyways, let me get set up for the next phase here, and we'll show you the measurement. Okay, John, so you're going to be up top. I'll go under, slide it in, and you see I put a mark. That mark will be about that far out from the seal, right? So there'll be that, so that would actually line up with the seal, and that would be that much. I'll shove it all the way in, make sure it goes to the bottom of this. I'll go under with this. Once we get that set, then you can come down and see the
magic happening.
The other half of the magic on this practically wore out piece of yard art.
These pieces of yard art you're trying to get to drive.
Yeah, I like a good challenge. That's why I got married young and had a bunch of kids.
This isn't a good challenge, though. This is just a challenge. Go on there.
All right, it goes all the way in, right?
Yeah, you shoved it all the way in.
All right, so bring it out to the spot where we talked about.
Keep going. Oh, there you go.
All right, now you come under here at your camera. And I'm going to point out some things on the rusty old bottom of this car. So we're operating here a GM 10 bolt. And you know it's been setting a while when the dirt daubers have filled all the holes where I don't have the straps, okay? Can you see what's going on with the camera there?
Yeah, kind of.
So I put this yoke in where it would go. We'll have to clean this all up with a wire brush. And then you can say, oh, well, that's what you need, Darian. Yeah, it's that simple. Don't get intimidated by drive lines.
They're scary, though.
Okay, so if I go there and I say, okay, I want my line, which would be right at the back of where the weld would be. And I'll do that like right about there. Now, go field verify that I didn't accidentally shove it forward.
You did slightly.
Okay, so I'll move my line. Okay, you tell me when I'm back on the money at that end.
Here, go back a little. No, forward, I mean.
Well, you can't say go back and forward. Right there?
Yeah.
That's exactly where I have it, because I already cheated myself a little on this end.
Oh, good.
Alright, so what I did... Oh, come on out of there, you bugger. Okay, so you'll see here on the line. Now we're going to set up my chop saw, verify that we're square with the world, so when we cut right through this, it's square. Shing! It gets rid of all this trash here. We'll go to the store and buy some new stuff. We'll verify that we've got it on phasing, and then we'll put it on weld. We'll put some jack stands under here. You'll rotate. I've never tried it this way before, but you'll rotate the one tire. We'll leave one down. This is an open differential, so we'll just put a jack under one side. You rotate that, and then I'm going to set up, if I had a dial indicator, I'd magnet it here and have the arrow, and it would go on this good part, and you would see how out of round it is, or not out of round. But in this case, we'll figure out some kind of a magnet and a piece of wire that'll be close enough that we would see visually how close it is. If I can get it close and I'm happy with it, then I'll weld it. If I don't like it, well, then I'll have to take it to the Driveline guy and say, I got this far, can you help me out? And this kid who went to kindergarten with me all the way through high school will say, yes, Darian, I will help you out again. And then I'll give him some monies and we'll be on our way. So let's get set up for the next phase. If this goes right, John, you will be able to turn the wheel, and I'll be able to take my welder and go zzz, and you'll rotate that, and you'll be like a power, what do they call those things? You know,
Lathe?
No, for welding. It's got a name. I'll think of it when I don't want to think about it.
In the comments will tell you.
Well, if they're welders, pipe welders. Yeah, there's a name for those.
A lazy Susan?
No, but it is like... Anyways, yeah, that'll rotate, and I can just put my weld on there, and it'll make a beautiful weld, and everybody will be happy, and they'll say, gee whiz, Darian, you're such a genius. I'll be like, I know, it's amazing. Backyard mechanicry at its best, but you got to remember, all the hot rods, John, that everybody raves over out of the 40s, 50s, and 60s, were all built in the backyard, just like this, except for they had stick welders, so I'm one step ahead of them.
Hey, you could whip out a stick welder.
I could, but I'm not going to do that. It would be funny, though. Yeah, well, maybe we'll get out the stick welder one of these days. We got an old tombstone from the 1960s. We could do some work with it on this. Yeah, maybe.
No, whip out your gas-powered one.
It's noisy. All right, let's get rolling here. You're wasting my day, John. I'm trying to beat the rain.
That's the plan.
Okay, if you come here, John, you can see that I'm made it right on that side of the line. That's where I want it to be. So what are we actually going to end up cutting off? We're going to be shortening this driveline about 4.5 inches, 4 3/4 of an inch. So if a guy is going to do this in his backyard, go find a driveline that obviously fits your application, but longer. They're easy to shorten. If you don't have that, and let me give you an example. Come for a walk, John. Let's go for a walk. I think I may have mentioned this, but I don't even know if it made it in the film. Like, here's an example.
There's 2 examples there.
Both of these are like the ones we're using, except for they have this taper and then they go to a shaft. The longer they get, John, the more bulky they have to be, like the more, because they'll twist, right? Here's some Subaru stuff in here. It's small, but they have carrier bearings and they're shorter segments. So when you see a truck with a super long drive line, it has segments in it, right? Here's an aluminum one that came out of a Suburban, and it is one solid piece, but the guys at my driveline place don't do aluminum drivelines. So here, if I was to shorten this, could I get 4 inches out of that? No. Could I get 4? So I'd end up going for both ends. Well, that's more. Could I get 4 inches out of this one? Possibly. So I went with this one because A, it was the right length within 4 inches, and it's the same diameter of tube. So, I mean, I know all the big names, you know, they go just order a drive shaft from wherever and it pays $900 or whatever to get their drive shaft. Fine. If you want to do this yourself, go find a go to the junkyard, whatever, and find one that has the same U-joints as what you're working with. Most of the time, they're Spicer or Dana and this stuff. It's all kind of universal. Don't get hung up on Ford, Chevy, whatever. And then, because we're using a slip yoke, we don't need a yoke in the middle, a carrier bearing. There's some kind of wear that this driveline has to move. So if it's a fixed yoke, then it needs to have a built-in slip yoke in the driveline. These are the simplest. And because the tubes being the same size, this is really like, this is training wheel driveline. We're doing training wheels. Anyways, let's cut this sucker off. Oh, buddy. Oh.
Oh, buddy. Oh.
Not that square. Who cares about that end? This is the end we care about.
Probably not.
Let me get rid of the burrs on the inside. Get rid of the burrs on the outside. When was the last time you seen a guy use I can't say the word on the internet, the bastard file to do a work? That's really the name, John.
I know.
I don't know if this is that kind. This might be a rasp. I don't know.
Well, it's a metal file, I know
All
that.
right, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so you see that's just a little bit out of square.
Mm-hmm. But that's just because we...
But this is what I'm saying. Over here is okay.
Yeah, so you cut it one direction, great.
Well, that has to do with this thing all being used.
I guess get a new one.
So what I could do is I could take my grinder and polish that just a little, but keep in mind that I'm also going to be bumping it up against a spot that is not exactly perfect. So that's why I was saying we'll put it in the car and we'll look at it. But because we know this is just a little high, let me take a few minutes with the tool here and get it better than I want to make it the goodest I could, you know. I don't want to start out with bad and go from worse.
Nah, that doesn't sound like a YouTuber.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm trying to see what size this is in the middle, because this is a 5/8 arbor and then it says 7/8. Stupid. Okay, because I saw at the store the other day and I saw a bunch of these that I was going to get some cut-off wheels, Harbor Freight stuff, you know. And I'm like, 7/8, that won't fit, but it does because it's got a shoulder in there.
Yeah.
You know, when you get old, you forget stuff.
You forget that they designed the tool for several uses.
5/8 11 if I get the threaded kind. 7/8 arbor if I'm getting and using the nut. Okay. Mm-hmm. I just got to remember that. So next time I go there and want to spend $7 on 10 of those things, I can do it.
Yeah.
All right.
You ground the wrong end.
I hope not. Oh, buddy, we're pretty close now. Yeah, we're pretty close. Probably close enough for backyard driveline services.
Yeah.
Just give it a little love. Okay. How do you become perfect, John? Just like that, buddy. That's perfect right there. Now, if a smart guy had remembered which way this was orientated, he could put it in that way. But what is it? What did Forrest say? I'm not a smart man. Okay.
Yeah, but we already knew that about you.
Alright. So a couple ways of doing this. This flat surface would be one, because see, it's setting down on the top of that.
Because you see it's a flat surface.
Would you hand me that whaling tool behind you?
The motivation device?
Yeah. So you're going to do it what I tell you because I'm in charge of you device?
Wham. Just hit your fingers right now.
Yeah, just smash my fingers. Don't worry, it's just bone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hey, could you get closer?
I could, yeah.
It's talking to the dog.
I know.
Alright, let's put it up here on the... I can hit it better standing up.
Can you?
Going in there kind of crookedy.
Well, who's the one operating the tool?
Ah, some dummy.
Ah, why do the U-joints not really want to rotate anymore?
Well, because I hit on there. I need to whale it right there,
But you don't want to whale it right there?
Well, I don't want that going down. John, this is our football today, and we are the monkeys. Hey, 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 we're the monkeys. People say we don't know how to make a drive shaft, but we're gonna show them how to. And we're gonna kick some hammer.
Kick a hammer. I don't want to do that.
Part of it is I'm using this, and oh, maybe this side's better. Hey, 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 hey. All right.
Just hit it like you mean it.
Yeah, I need to get a hammer that'll actually put some weight in it. That thing's like, hit it with your purse. Here we go, John. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Ah, you got it to move.
That's what it feels like. I haven't hit my thumb, but only once.
Ah, come on, you got to
All right,
double that
now I gotta go
number.
get a real hammer. Stand by. This is my second favoriteest hammer, John.
What's your first one?
That one, because it doesn't do as much damage to the items I hit with it.
And what's your third one?
No, I don't have any. If I hold this like this, that won't keep getting in the way, and I won't lose all the bearings. That's pretty much it, man. Now we have this really nice spot to weld. And this, I think we need to like go to the store and get the bolt kit so that we can actually bolt this in, because if that's not in there right and I'm trying to check it's out around this and it just moves a little bit, I'm just going to be chasing my tail. So, oh, and phasing. Let's check our phasing. Is this going to fit on here? No. We need something that's straight. Hey, this slab inside the shop is like better. It's more gooder quality. Oh man, John, look at it. Check it out. Check it out. Here's the gooder quality spot.
Yeah, the wrenches. Haha, you did it wrong.
Okay, see, it's just got a little rock to it.
No. So what you do is you take the hammer.
Yep, go get the hammer, and I'm going to try to rotate that just a little bit.
Yeah, just enough. You want the good hammer or the other hammer?
Yes! Yes! I want a hammer. If I had a hammer. You don't even know that song, do you?
No.
Oh, it was in the 60s or something. If I had a hammer. And then he's like, goes around hammers all day.
I only remember the If I Had $1 Million one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that took care of it.
Good for you.
I mean, I can obviously wiggle it. But now I'm comfortable with that. Just giving that thing just a little. Oh, buddy. This is where I'm tempted to weld just a little bit. I don't need to, because when you have to hammer that in, that is tight, buddy. So what I've done in the past, and it's not a good idea, and I did it on this old Jeep, is I had one that didn't shim right, and I put some black tape around it, and I pushed it in there, and it centered it, and then I welded it, and the tape just burned out as you weld. It stunk, but you know, it worked. Okay, so let's go to the store for that. Let's look at our power steering hose. I think we're gonna go get a couple of pieces and parts, because this does not fit in here, right?
It didn't.
Not even close. So if that's standard, so I need an inverted fitting. I'll go get my dial indicator and
Losing parts.
And we'll measure that, and we'll measure that, and we can get the right one the first time. Probably spend $7. So you can buy these hoses for this conversion. In case anybody's interested in doing this, if you're going to do this, they sell hoses. I think they're $89 or $90, and they're designed for fitting these. They have the metric version, they have the standard to metric version. I saw them online, and I'm like, well, my hose is good, and this is just a low pressure return, and so we can measure this one and get a fitting, and that just goes to this barb fitting here. So that's just a piece of hose. So that's just a return hose. So I didn't need to spend all that extra money on a hose that I already had. So I'm going to buy a fitting if I can. If I can't, then maybe we can. No, we can't buy the nut because that's too big. And then you'd have to take this part off, or we would buy that fitting, cut this, put that other tube inside, and we could solder that with brazing rod. I don't know.
And then have issues down the line.
Or I could just spend $85 and get the hoses.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fun. That's the pump in. They're the same at both sides. Okay, you see this? 6.2 something, right? So this would be 5/8. 600 and it's just over 20,000. That's 5/8. You got something in your mouth, John? You want to spit it out? Yeah.
I coughed up some mucus
It's
when I paused the.
All right, so you see that's not going to fit, but this will tell me what size that is. Is it 9/16? I don't know.
Is it whatever that size is?
4 3/8. So that's 3/8. No, 3/8 is 3. What is 4? 7/16?
I don't know. You'd have to Google it.
I'm too dumb to remember what 439 thousandths is. I think that's 7/16 because half is half. So that would be 7/16. So I need a 5/8 to 7/16 inverted flare adapter. Boom, boom. And then, which I need to write this down, because when I get there and I have to talk to a teenager, it upsets me because I'm trying to explain. They're like, how many millimeters would that be? It'd be a lot, dude. It's a lot of millimeters. Let me get a pen. Anyways, I'll take a measurement. We'll get back with you when we're ready to do the driveline. So John and I took a quick drive down to the O'Reilly. This is not far from here, and we had all of our measurements as you saw in the last scene in our list, and we went down there. And you know what we discovered? That didn't mean anything, because everything goes by tubing size. So that 5/16 tubing inverted flare, the guy thought I was wrong when I said, well, I'm just checking it by taking the nut. He says, that don't fit power steering. And I'm like, it's inverted flare, it's inverted flare.
No, he was telling you that it's not a step down one.
I knew that. Anyway, there was some he's not a teenager, but the fellow was not understanding what I was doing.
Well, you did explain it not well.
Oh, so it's my fault.
It's a communication issue.
I had the right parts, and he didn't listen to what I was saying, so I was wrong for being right. Come on, John. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is 5/16 inverted flare fits in there. I've taken it out. I've checked it. Over here, 3/8 inverted flare happened to be fuel line inlet for, okay, doesn't matter. It's 3/8 by 3/8 inverted flare. That threaded right in there. Now, remember when I said it measured out to be 5/8? You use a 5/8 wrench. So is the internet, John, that screwed up that they are telling you wrench sizes when the industry goes by tubing sizes? Is that what's happening? Could be. Anyways, I got that in. We bought a piece of power steering hose, some clamps, and you see we've got that half of the line, the return line, finished. Okay, so now I'm going to take this hose into town later. I have some other errands to run, and this will go on the back. I will now order that kit if I get the flare fitting I need. And so I'm looking for a reducer to go from 3/8 tube to 5/16. which is, I think, what the guy was thinking I was thinking. But
well, that's what you said is you were originally looking for.
I was looking for. He said we don't have it, and I said I'll take this because if it fits in, then I'll go find it from somebody else. He suggested a place which I already knew I was going, which is a hydraulic company in not 10, 15 miles from here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to end up doing, making an adapter or buying an adapter or having them put an adapter. See, they could like modify this, but it's not really worth a lot of money. So if it comes down to it, they might make me a new hose, but I'm not really sure what the bends are. I got lots of options. Hey, you know what I just noticed?
No.
If I had tried to shim this pump out the other day, it would have hit right there anyways. So we had to do what we did. See, we're geniuses. For once, we did something right. Anyways, this hose will then come around and then go on to there. It probably isn't set up right anyways.
You know, everything with this car seems
You know, it's gonna be a jokey hokey, and I think I'm gonna end up. So I'm okay if we can't find a fitting, getting a piece of 5/16 tube with 5/16 fittings, cutting this junk off, bending that tube wherever, and then just putting the other tube will fit inside this tube, and then I will braze it, and I'll be just fine until it doesn't work. Anyway,
just pay the hydraulic guys. I'm sure. They'll
yeah,
do it
but
right.
what I'm saying is I can make what I want by putting those together and saying, you see this? This is what I want you to make, and then they can do it for me. And I pay them $40, and I'm on my way. Okay. Now let's go under the vehicle, and I'll show you the other disaster that we found.
We found another disaster.
Oh, it's a potential disaster.
It's a potential for disaster.
Okay, I should bring the Driveline because right now I want to be welding. I had a light. Where'd the light go?
I don't know.
It's on the wheel or it's on the vise or somewhere over there, John.
Oh yeah, it's on the vise.
There you go. Take some vise and go get it for me.
That's right. You know, it's where you want it when you're trying to get under the car and light stuff up.
All right. So we got here. I'll turn on this light. This is my deal. These are my. Well, this is half of what I need. I got the straps and the bolts. And we got, I'd spent a few minutes ago and got all the dirt out of there, and these just thread in, right? Now the Chinaman, because I know that's who he is, because he wrote his name on here.
Because the package says it.
He wrote on there.
Oh, and the part says it.
Yeah, M4081008 China 219. I don't know what that means. The China part, I know what that means. What it means is when you put this on here.
It was 219 when they made it.
That right there is lined up, and you see how far off that one is?
Yeah. So you got the wrong one. Got it.
I don't know how I could have got the wrong one. It fits the U-joint right. Or does it?
What, did you ever put it on the U-joint?
Well, I put it up there, but now that I have the light on it, maybe I got it wrong.
I think you might have gotten it wrong.
Because this is just a car axle, and these fit all the GM stuff. I'm sooner thinking that the China guy didn't do it right, because that's going to be a real bugger to put on there. I'm going to have to reshape the strap.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go get the Driveline. Let's put it on there. What I'm saying, John, is I can't weld nothing if I can only have half the U-joint. I have to have it bolted in. So
and
we're
you can't even have half the U-joint because it's wrong.
That's what I'm saying. This is the disaster I speak of.
So this is a tomorrow problem.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, I'm sure that's a GM 10 bolt. I mean, maybe it's a Dana 44 or something. Let's go around back and see what's on the webbing over there. Stand by while we look.
So what were you saying about that?
I think that's GM. Look at the way those spring perches are. That's late 60s Firebirds, Camaros, 10 bolt. It's not Dana 44. It doesn't have the webbing there. So why is it weird? I mean, that 10 bolt has the thing like this.
It's also got like a stamp dent for where you're supposed to drill a drain plug, or well, the fill plug. But
let's take a walk down to old Pinky Willie's and look at his rear axle, because that one I know is a 10 bolt. So let's go. Let's take a walk. Make sure I'm buying the right parts. Make sure the U-joint fits in that properly. I don't want it to throw a U-joint. Let's go for a walk. They're the same.
They're the same?
So, I don't know if you can see.
Partially.
Right underneath my 1954 Pink Wheelies. That's a GM 10 bolt. Yeah, it's the same. So I'm doing the right stuff. So in theory, that U-joint should all fit and everything. Those straps, the whole bit. Is it just China made bad quality? I don't know.
Maybe.
All right, let's go back there and we'll fit the U-joint and make sure. So I don't know if you can see, John, but the reason that fella cut all this stuff out is I still have to cut a little more right here in case I get a bunch of action in it, but it's not too bad. This side's okay. We could plate this side.
Yeah.
We'll cut a little more right here so it doesn't interfere. Anyways, come under here and take a look at this. So this U-joint fits this yoke real good. I don't know if you can see all that. I'll try to put the light on it where you can see it. It fits real good. It looks real good.
It looks like it's meant to be there.
Yeah, now if we go to put this on, I think this is where we're going to have problems. Why is dirt fall in my mouth whenever I'm under this car?
I don't know. Why is there dirt under this car?
Why is this stuff junk? Do I just need to go to a junkyard and see? Come here. Bring your dang camera over here and look at this. This is where our dang problems are. That's straight. And look right here. Can you even see what I'm looking at?
Yes. The fact that the bolt is not going in there.
See how dumb that is?
You bought the too small one.
Here, I'll turn it upside down for the folks. That is... Can I say that? That's a bad idea.
If you're using it in a mechanical term.
Yeah, right. It stunted our growth for sure. I mean, look at this, because I am not impressed.
I am.
I am not impressed.
I mean, it takes talent to mess that up.
It's a stamp piece, so that means that they've made every single one wrong.
Well, again, it might be for a smaller one.
I guess so, because I'm going to go to the store and say, okay, I bought 8100 is the part number. Do you have one that is wider here?
Do you have one that's better for
you know,
my
have one that
application?
actually fits? Because, I mean, when you try to put the bolt in, that's what it's doing. All right, the kibosh is done. It's raining on us. We're taking a time out. The weld is set up. The U-joint is set. I need to find the proper straps. And then tomorrow I think we'll weld, John, because it's going to rain the rest of the day, and tomorrow's a 15% chance of rain.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's try again tomorrow. We'll see you in the morning.
Yay, morning.
Yay, morning. Good morning. We're back at it. So look right here, John. We got this $7.38 adapter to go from 3/8 inverted flare to 5/16 inverted flare. Funny story, I went to a hydraulic place, and it's great. It's a newer building, but they got shelves of brass fittings and parts. And I looked at all those. I'm like, I'm too dumb for this. I need help. So there was a guy at the counter helping somebody, and then there was a guy who came out of an office. Oh, what can I do for you? I need a reducer to go from 3/8 inverted flare to 5/16 inverted flare. Like, would it be like male on one end? I'm like, I knew I was in trouble the second I
said some words.
And then, he says, well, what are you working on? Like, I'm working on inverted flare, man. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I tried to explain to him that I'm going to say, well, I'm putting together this old hot rod, this old street rod that a guy had, and I'm going to be using a GM power steering unit on a Ford power rack system. Oh, there's your problem. You just need to go to one manufacturer. You can't mix them. I says, do you have the fitting or not? Because it's really okay if I try this, right? Anyways, the guy was like, nope, we don't have it. There's no way you can't do it. I said, well, would you be able to put a new end on this with the 5/16? Nope, we can't do that. I was just getting tired of kick down, you know? And then the magic happened. The guy who was at the counter helping the other fellow goes, oh yeah, I heard you needed the 3/8, the 5/16 reducer. Reached into the very first bin, not more than 2 feet from where we were at, and goes, does it look like this? And I threaded it on my end, and I looked straight at the guy that came over the counter. I said, I'm so glad you're here, because I knew that this existed. But your other guy, and he's still standing there, said, your other guy doesn't know. He goes, well, he's a mechanic, and he's not really familiar with the tools. And I said, well, I'm going to come see you next time I have any other questions. Anyways, we got into this conversation. The man was enlightened. He was interested to know. I explained to him that this will be running at a higher pressure than this is recommended, and that there's for $22. I've already bought the kit. It'll be here. It's a Borgeson kit. We'll show you how to take that pressure relief right back here. That's why I don't have this connected. This wheel looks like it will go around and work. That's the stock GM hose. But anyways, we pull this out. So I'm not going to do any more with this today. But we pull this out, and there's a shim kit in there, and I will explain it when it shows up. It's going to be here next week. Then the pulleys, we're going to put this on potentially, but then the belt that goes right here, the one I'm waiting on, the first belt, has gotten delayed till March 19th. Thank you, Amazon. So that'll be in a little while for us, because I think, what are we today, the 13th or 14th, John?
I don't know. Let me.
It doesn't matter. It's a Saturday, whatever it is. I filmed these a couple
14th.
of I filmed these a couple of weeks before you guys see them. So that takes us back to U-joints. Come hither. What does this say right here, John?
Fits Dodge and Jeep.
Yeah, Dodge and Jeep, not GM. Now this is a problem because I went back to the store. It didn't really. This has been opened. You can see taped and open, and it has 2 sets. This was $16, but when I compared it with the other one, let me go find the other one. Stand by while I go find the other one, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the one I bought yesterday. Part number 8100 fits GM, and the U-joint strap obviously was 2 different, but the bolts were right. This one is 8120. And these appeared a little bit longer, but the bolts are shorter. So apparently this is supposed to be a 1310 U-joint. The kid down there told me that, but the kid also, like, he didn't need to shave. So, you know, how much was his knowledge? You know, he was young is what I'm saying. So at the point here, let's go under the car, John, and figure out, because I think what I'm going to end up happening is that these 2 bolts are probably going to be shorter than the ones I need. So I might not have anything I need here. I don't know. Let's go check it out. Let's see if I got anything that's going to work for anything.
Probably not.
Oh, is there enough deal?
Under the car, yes.
This is one of those deals where when we last left our heroes, they had this fit up, ready to install. Oh, look, it just was already open.
Oh, good.
All right.
I'm glad.
So let's...
Wait, you're not going to do the top one?
No, I'm going to take this one out so I can do a... See how long those bolts are?
Wait, no, not really, with how you're holding them. Anyways, here's...
What the hell?
I guess they're the same.
Look at that.
Oh, they're
I
different.
just opened that stinking thing and it's stinking...
I guess we're going back to the store.
Why can't I get anything to work? What is wrong with you guys?
Yesterday wasn't our day, and
Today,
that's when we got those parts.
today is not our day, John. This one of these might be right. Okay. Okay. Oh no, that's too long. No. Yes. No. Oh, it doesn't fit. This. Here, let me show you. This isn't gonna work.
Well, hey, maybe today we'll get the right one. What did you order? What year did you order those?
I didn't order anything. This is crap on their shelves. This is $7, $16. This is $25 worth. It doesn't work. This is what $25 if it doesn't work look like. That one's too big. The U-joint would flop around. So these 2 are out. This one, the U-joint would actually fit, but the straps are the wrong
length.
Like this needs to be longer this way. Why, John? Why?
Because this is a weird axle that nobody's ever made.
Yeah, the GM 10 bolt, never made. Maybe it came out of a truck. Okay, well, can you sell me the truck one? Well, maybe it came out of a... Well, they say they're the same. See, those bolts don't even take thread because they need to be this long to get to the thread in the back.
Good thing, everybody.
Do I just go ahead, John, and weld something on the end and then grind it down and egg shape this?
No, let's try to buy another one today.
I am getting frustrated. I'm about ready to lose it. And who would have thought that the most stupidest thing about this stupid car was the stupid parts you're buying today?
Yeah. Well, it's a car from the 30s, so.
This is a part from the 60s, John. It ain't even that old.
Oh, wow, a 30-year difference.
Exactly. I don't know why I'm trying to put this in. I know it doesn't work.
Oh, because you're hoping that at some point, if you keep putting those in and out, it'll work.
How about I just do this? How about I just go buy my own stuff off of YouTube or Amazon or eBay or Timo or whatever. People.
Timo, not Timu.
Whatever. Okay, so it looks like we're not finishing the driveline today.
Oh, we might if we can get the right part.
Well, I can't. I've been to 2 different O'Reillys in this stinking town, and none of them got anything. They just don't got nothing. Let's go over and see the guys at Napa. They're older, and they're open because it's Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I can return all this hooey to those guys at...
O'Reilly's.
Oh, you ain't got the parts I need. Auto parts. Should I just go ahead and take the pinion with me? No, they'll have the right stuff. Because I know this doesn't fit.
So, do we have more of those U-joint caps? Because we can just take one off the other driveline and just be like, this is the thing we have.
This doesn't fit.
Yeah.
No, they're going to know. I'm just going to go down there and I'm going to buy stuff for a 68 or 69 Camaro 10 bolt and then bring it back. And if it's wrong, then it's wrong. All right, you know what? We'll catch you in a few minutes. It's KF, Johnny. We went to the Napa and we got the made in China version. I'm going to tell you, this is exciting. I'll tell you why. I have my O'Reilly's ones with me, so I had some comparison. The guy looked in a book. He looked in his computer. He came up front and he goes, here, these should fit. And it looks good on paper. It looks good on the counter of a Napa store. And it was cheaper too, only $11 versus $28 or whatever those other parts were. So, it's a whole set. Do you think it's going to work?
No.
Do I climb under there with the appropriate tools to install it? Or do I just climb under there and get frustrated and climb back out?
But if you go under there without the right tools, it'll be right. But if you go under there with the right tools, it'll be wrong.
Okay, let's try it your way. So do I put Loctite on it this time, or do I just go ahead and...
I'd go with the red Loctite.
Yeah, because this is a one and done.
Uh-huh.
Never going to have to work on it again.
Uh-huh. You know, you won't have to take the transmission out.
Never. There's nothing wrong with this. You know, I think they use the original Oldsmobile leaf springs because of this wrap that's on those. And then they just put that GM axle right under there. It looked like it fit. I mean, it looked like it fit. Because of the way that nobody modified that or nothing. Okay, I'm not going to test it. I'm going to be committed. Here's one. I'm setting one up with a lock washer, a bolt. These are the clips I was telling you about how this one holds it in because some have a welded nub there on the end. All right, here we go, John. This is it.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
Oh, buddy. Is that... Oh, John, we're winners.
Uh-huh. Now imagine if we came under here with the tools.
Yeah, just think of how nice that would be. I mean, there's still some dirt in this one hole here, but that's okay. We'll put a little oil.
That's okay. An impact gun will fix that.
I mean, very worst is I'll have to drill it out and put a nut and washer on the back, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I am so excited. And you know what, that salesman, I appreciate his sarcasm. He goes, well, I guess you just learned to come here first, didn't you? I'm like, touche. I guess you're right. Why was I talking to a...
I don't know. Whatever store you go to first is always the wrong one. So
Why was I talking to a kid who doesn't know what a U-joint strap is when I could talk to a guy that was slightly older than me? That when I said 19-something, he goes, okay.
And immediately opens an old book.
Yeah, no problem. I'll get that part number and look it up on my computer. All right, so let's assume we're going to win on this. I'll tighten these up, and then we'll get set up for the welding, and we're going to weld this. And then, John, we're going to be winner chicken dinners. Okay, so we have spent more time than necessary and have accomplished less than desired. So I don't know if hopefully in the camera you can see this wire. I've got it clamped up here. It's my dial indicator, and I can see that this thing has a little bit of up and down to it. There's a low spot right here, and then it comes up to a high spot. It's probably 30,000ths of an inch. So I've tried putting a jack under here. I've tried to like align this. I don't know. It's sized into there. Is this as good as Drivelines are? I don't know. So I'm going to weld it in this way to put the heat to close that up, and hopefully it will expand the other side and it'll draw it out closer. If I totally screw it up and I don't like it, well, then I still take it to the Driveline shop. Where's my welding thing at? Johnny, I want to start.
Right there. there.
Now Johnny is trying to, he's going to rotate the wheel. Go ahead and rotate that tire, John. Okay, you're going the other way for me. Start right there. Okay. I'll say go ahead. You rotate it, and I'll tell you about the speed. So go ahead, John.
Go like this
Nope,
way.
wrong way.
This way.
That is way too fast. But go ahead and keep going. Faster. Let's try about that speed there. It was a pipe positioner. That was the name I was looking for yesterday. So I'm going to have you come around. And then I'm going to hang the clamp on there, and I'm going to try to weld. So keep going.
I know. There's just a tough spot for the brake.
All right, right there, stop. This may not work, and if it doesn't, well, then it doesn't. Let me get my best chance here. Clean all the grub off my tip. I don't really have a very good way of holding the ground on this. I thought about using that chain up there, John.
Maybe the chain.
Yeah, hand me that chain. And then
Where's the chain at?
in the front wheel of the car. And then we could use that chain to use a strap over this and clamp it, and hopefully it'll keep ground the whole time. It don't really matter. It's not going to be in balance. All right, where's that chain at? All right, you know which way you're going?
I'm going to be turning the wheel forward for my side.
All right. When I say now, you go ahead and turn it forward then, if that's it. No, it doesn't even make it now. Yeah, that was a dumb idea. Whoever thought that would work?
You did?
I thought a lot of things in my life. All right. Well, it's got some kind of weld on it. Go ahead and rotate it. That didn't turn out too bad. It kind of pulled into where it needed to be. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit out of whack, but I went around with another hot pass on it, John, so we got 2 on there. All right, you know what? Let's call that good enough. Or, whoa, just enough. I don't know. It's the weakest part of the car. No, we got an input shaft that's weaker. All right, let's get out of here. Let's draw this video to a close. Well, John, this is turning out pretty much like we thought it would. 90-year-old car, 50 and 60-year-old parts, pieces. Driveline's in. What did we get done? We've got the power steering figured out. We've got all the pulleys figured out. We got the alternator mounted. We got the driveline shortened, lengthened, whatever, finished. Now we can put oil in this because we fixed the oil plug last time. This time I don't remember. And we can put oil in the transmission because now it's got, gonna not link out. So you know what? This came off the carburetor wall of shame a few minutes ago off of camera. It's a Carter AFB. Oh wait, you know what? Prove it, because people will say it's an Edelbrock. What's that say right there, John? Made in USA and
Carter BFA.
BFA?
Yeah, you read it backwards.
Anyways, this has a spot for the power brakes. And there's one in the intake manifold. I might change this. Might take the plug out of there and put it up in here, because then when I want to take the carburetor off, this can just stay on. All right, let's see. Does it fit on there? Oh yeah.
It's weird. It's like this was designed for stuff like that.
Yeah. Fuel come in. We got to make a fuel line. This is our water neck solution for when we put the front end on. It should come up to that top of the radiator right there. So what do we got? We got a car that's getting there. My time's about half used on it, John. It's the end of March. I got to have this done by the end of June because I want to. What are we left? If you didn't look at everything else and you just focus on this, we'd be in good shape. So I think we really need to attack the brakes next, John. We need to figure out what kind of a master brake cylinder we're using. We're going to figure out what kind of a power brake assister we're using. We'll have to pipe that up here to get manifold pressure and run some tubing down there, because I am going to do the one under the floor. We'll set the distributor. I wanted to put the oil in. We can run the oil thing. It's possible next time you see us, we could actually start this car, because I set the distributor, put gas and oil in it, and it will run, but I don't want to until I have the exhaust done. So I guess where we're at probably next time, John, we're going to have to work on gas and brakes. I mean,
exhaust and brakes.
Exhaust, gas, and brakes. And do some wiring. We're probably about close to wiring. We still haven't finished any of the wood on the inside.
Yeah, we haven't started on the wood. What are you talking about, finish?
We haven't finished any of the rust. I haven't ordered the $500 and some worth of windows, which I don't know that I even want to do that until I know that the doors are going to work. Anyways, with that, thanks for watching Just Enough Garage. We'll catch you next week. We're plugging along. Like, comment, share, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. All that helps. Remember, people, we're fighting an AI here, and the AI only can take the information in. You have to give it the information. If you like the video, thumbs up me. If you don't like the video, I don't care. Thumbs down me. It doesn't matter. The AI just shows interaction. We're trying to grow a YouTube channel. I really have some big plans that are never going to come to fruition because I'm a little guy doing little jobs, but I enjoy those. My hands are dirty. You guys see me out here in the backyard using old stuff. Why am I doing it? Because I enjoy doing it. The sun's shining on me. What am I going to do? Go in the house and play video games? Come on. I'm going to get this car going. It's going to cruise around, and it's going to be so cool. And the thing is nobody will notice, and that's just the perfect way to be in life. Go out and do something you enjoy. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.